asking, how long have you guys known each other?
Oh.
A lot shorter than you think.
Yeah. So, I mean, right? Like, we have such good chemistry. We met in 20, like,
It was before
18?
COVID.
Yeah, 2018. We were both living in New York.
She loved it. I was suffering.
No, I wasn't. So that's why I moved. I didn't like New York at that
So we
point.
both hated it. Oh,
No,
yay.
I don't hate it. I love New I'm a New Yorker.
Cute.
But we met at an event. So I was working at Spotify.
Diane von Furstenberg, it was a celebration of the wrap dress, because apparently it revolutionized fashion.
It was the DVF Awards where so Diane von Furstenberg, prolific designer, she made the wrap dress. We did a podcast
Honestly,
with
an
her.
amazing dress.
An amazing dress that fits like every body type. Every
It's a
body
genius.
type.
Honestly, it's genius. I hope she patented it.
I'm pretty sure she does. She is a really cool lady. She's very sweet. But we did a podcast with her, so I was producing that, and she has this. She does a ton of stuff, like a lot of like philanthropic initiatives, but she throws this award every year. It's the DVF Awards. And that year, I believe Susan...
She gave herself an award?
No, she gives people awards.
For her wrap dress?
No. It's for philanthropy. It's for women. Strong
That's
women.
what was happening?
Yeah.
Girl!
Every year. Wait, and that year it was Anita Hill was honored that year.
What?
Anita Hill was there.
All I know is the whole room was carpet. I had no idea why I was
Yeah,
there.
Anita Hill.
I was like, I got invited here because of Daily Show. I thought we were celebrating the rap dress.
Anita Hill was honored. So that was the year it was Anita Hill. And she honors a lot of like amazing women. So every year she does this.
Damn, I don't know how I missed
Do you remember
that.
like Chloe and Halle performed?
Yes!
Yeah, so they
This was right before
performed.
this is when they were in the midst of like blowing up.
So they performed. So anyways, we're at this event. I'm with my colleague, Nat. Shout out to Nat. And Dulce walks over to us.
Because I saw a black person.
Because Nat's black. Natalie's black. And we're just chatting. She starts talking to us, and Natalie recognized you right away. She was like, "Oh," she's on the Daily Show, and I was like, "Oh,
that's
we love
the
that."
reason I got invited.
So we're there chatting, and I was like, "Oh, she's so lovely." And we ended up hanging out that night.
For the rest of the night, because I knew nobody else. And
Yeah,
I was like,
so we
the
just
black person.
listen.
And, a Korean girl. Got it. I
Yes.
found it. I'm sticking to y'all.
And she's like, "Oh, by the way, I love Korean dramas." I was like, "Oh, really?" And then we're
But
like,
how did we
chatting.
get to talking about them, though?
Because you just like told me. Because I'm Korean. It's okay. It's all good.
No, that's not why I did it. That's not why. We were talking about something else.
I don't remember exactly, but we started talking about it. And then I was like, oh, and then for me, again, the producer brain, I was like, oh, she's like really funny. And she knows a ton about
because y'all were talking about Spotify. You were telling me about your you were telling me about Spotify. We were talking about Spotify and podcasts and all of that.
Yeah.
And I think Nat was asking me like what podcasts I listen to and stuff like that. Or she'd ask me if I wanted to have a podcast, what it would be about, and I said the podcast would be about Korean dramas.
Okay, I don't remember all of that, but that's awesome.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't just go, hey! I'm like, that's crazy.
Hey, Korean girl?
Oh, no.
But
I'm not the person you think I am on TikTok.
Or you're not at all.
I'm not that. I've met people before.
Yes. So anyways, I loved it because just for me, like K-dramas for me, just growing up. So I was born in LA and then I moved to the South when I was 8 years old. So I moved to South Carolina. So I went from very like diverse to like
black and white.
And I was the only Asian person. So it was a very like, I would say it wasn't tough. It was just like a very interesting transition for me. So one thing that I really held close to my heart was just K-dramas and K-pop because it was like my one way. Like it's really tough at 8 when you're used to seeing people who look like you all the time and then you go to an environment where it's like they're all gone.
Which is what happened when I moved to New York and when I moved to LA because I grew up in
Atlanta, which is predominantly,
and so I'm accustomed to seeing in just the South period, you see black people everywhere.
Yeah.
I did not know when you left the South that you wouldn't see, and I mean like all over the South you see black people everywhere.
Well, I mean, that was a big transition for me too going to college. I went to school in DC. And this school, undergrad, predominantly people from like the tri-state area in New York. So they're like, it's a Yankee school basically. And a lot of my friends and people I knew just did not have any interaction with Black people. And I
Which
thought that
is
was
meant
just
to be
so
decent.
fascinating. And then
Yeah.
New York's different, obviously. New York's pretty, you know, diverse as well.
Oh, and that's the other lie. As in,
I mean, there's more than LA. LA, when I moved to LA, I was like, oh, they're really
here's the
Black.
thing though. Everybody in New York, because I was talking to my niece about this because she went to NYU, so she's Mexican. She grew up in Atlanta, and so grew up in Gwinnett like I did. And so the thing about New York is that, is it diversity if you know where everybody lives? As in, all the Dominicans
pockets.
are here.
They're in
so
the Upper West
everybody's
Side,
been stuck in their neighborhood. Because in Atlanta, I grew up in a mixed neighborhood. I grew up in a mixed school. All of us went to school together.
Yeah.
And wait, are you doing a fold I'm missing?
It was the same thing.
Oh, pretty. Wait, I didn't do that. Oh, I'm flipping it the wrong way.
It doesn't matter, honestly. Oh, I kind of like this.
The little pocket. So in New York, it was everyone's in their specific neighborhood. And I was like, is this really diversity if no one is mixing? You see what I'm saying? Because they talk about like, oh, well, on Friends, you didn't see like, you know, or on Seinfeld, you didn't see, you know, people that weren't white. And I was like, I've been in Manhattan before. And you look in them restaurants in Manhattan, like the people that are eating at the restaurants, it's mostly white people.
I find
It's not as mixed as they say it is. It's not everybody's in their area. Because it's just like, oh, because I'll ask people, I'm like, where are Black people? Like, oh, you got to go to Harlem. You got to go to the Bronx. You got to go to this part of Brooklyn. No one's telling me they're everywhere.
So I guess my last 5 years though in New York, I lived in Brooklyn. So I think maybe Brooklyn itself.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
is
it's very mixed where I was, you know. Obviously it's like Prospect Heights, Crown Heights area, so it is
And that's
more of a
been
Black neighborhood.
historically that.
Historically Black, and then it's
better.
Hasidic. It's very Jewish. A lot of well, it's not as Hasidic as like Williamsburg, but
I can tell you, I don't know what happened in New York in the late 90s and early 2000s, but I don't know if it closed, but all of them Negroes came to Atlanta talking real loud and talking cash shit. And it's like, hey, you just lost your home. Y'all talking a lot. Y'all niggas country, go home. We didn't ask you to come down here. Go back home, Snow Negro. We didn't ask you to come down here. Wearing Timbs in July. You about to lose a toe. What's wrong with
Timbs
you?
in July. But okay, yeah, but anyways, I forget. Oh yeah, all I was saying was like, I liked K-dramas because it kept me
In contact with your people.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so I was so excited to see someone who's not Korean so excited. And I saw this too, like I would be on the train and stuff and I would see a lot of like women of color just watching those dramas. They would be on their phone and I'm like, oh my God. And I'd be like, this is so great. And it really excites me when I see
people like
non-Asian people watching Korean stuff. I still get so excited. You know?
But the genius of it, once Korea was like, oh, this is an export.
That's so smart. I mean, Koreans listen. You know, after that war, the mentality of the Korean people,
won't get
it's
us
like
again.
they're not going to get us again. We're going to make a
won't
buck
get us
somehow. We will be successful. Like our goal is like you will never put us in that kind of situation again.
And what's so interesting is that one of my friends is Filipino, and he said all the models in like if you see a model, it's Korean. Yeah. He said even in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's like Kim Soo-hyun. Yeah, exactly.
Right. He was like, you're like, oh, this perfect skin. And he's like, we're all brown. And then they show us the palest.
I know. Well, that's the colorism's wild.
Something's asking you, your life will end in
4 minutes because it's only an hour.